May 2025, a Ukrainian Leopard 2 tank sat concealed inside a damaged building near Pokrovsk. Russian commanders thought they'd cleared the area. Then, the Leopard emerged, fired a precision shot, destroying a Russian armored vehicle at 90 seconds, withdrew back into concealment before Russian artillery could respond. According to Ukraine's 33rd Brigade operating near Pokrovsk, the entire engagement lasted under 2 minutes. One Russian column annihilated, no Ukrainian casualties. This wasn't breakthrough warfare. This wasn't maneuver combat. This was ambush, the tactical inversion that's bleeding Russian forces across Donbass despite Russia's overwhelming numerical advantages. The simple trick? Ukrainian tanks don't attack, they hide. According to Forbes reporting from May 2025, Ukraine lost over 1,000 tanks, forcing Russia to undergo a major tactical overhaul in response. Russian forces now advance cautiously, scanning every building, barn, and tree line for hidden Ukrainian armor. What should take hours takes days. What should cost ammunition costs lives. And Ukrainian tank crews, using Leopards, Challengers, and Abrams in ways NATO never taught, turned defensive warfare into offensive ambush that Russian tactics cannot counter. If you want to see how Ukraine's hide-strike-vanish tank doctrine is forcing Russia to abandon mechanized warfare, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This is David turning Goliath's strength into weakness. Ukraine's tank trick isn't technological, it's doctrinal. According to multiple sources, including Forbes and ISW reporting, Ukrainian tank crews adopted hide-strike-vanish tactics fundamentally different from NATO's breakthrough doctrine or Russia's mass assault approach. The pattern? Phase 1. Concealment. Ukrainian tanks hide inside buildings, barns, fortified bunkers, or behind pre-prepared earthworks. Not just parking behind cover, literally inside structures where thermal signatures blend with ambient heat and visual detection becomes nearly impossible. According to observers, Russian drones frequently fly over concealed Ukrainian tanks without identifying them because the tanks aren't moving and structures mask thermal profiles. Phase 2. Patient waiting. Crews wait hours or days for Russian forces to approach. Unlike Russian tanks that advance on timetables regardless of tactical situation, Ukrainian tankers exercise fire discipline. No shots until targets present themselves in optimal kill zones. According to the 33rd Brigade's May engagement, the Leopard crew waited until the Russian column entered a pre-sighted firing lane where escape was impossible. Phase 3. Rapid strike. The tank emerges, fires 1 to 3 precision shots at close range, often under 1,000 meters, destroys high-value targets, command vehicles, ammunition trucks, other tanks, then immediately withdraws. The 90-second engagement window is critical. Russian forces need time to identify the threat, relay coordinates, and call artillery. Ukrainian tanks strike and vanish before this process completes. Phase 4. Repositioning. After striking, Ukrainian tanks relocate to alternate concealment positions prepared earlier. They don't defend the initial firing position, they abandon it, knowing Russian artillery will saturate the area within minutes. By the time Russian shells arrive, the Ukrainian tank is hidden elsewhere, waiting for the next ambush opportunity. This doctrine inverts Russian expectations. Russian commanders plan for Ukrainian tanks to hold defensive lines, static positions they can identify, fix, and destroy through overwhelming firepower. Instead, Ukrainian tanks appear unpredictably, strike lethally, disappear before retaliation becomes possible. It's guerrilla warfare with 70-ton armored vehicles. But Ukraine's trick extends beyond concealment. It includes deception through inflatable tank decoys that look real to Russian surveillance. According to January 2025 reporting from Army Recognition, Ukrainian forces deployed Inflatec, inflatable decoys that fool thermal imaging and radar surveillance. The economics are devastating for Russia. According to analysis, one Iskander ballistic missile costs approximately $3 million. One Ukrainian inflatable Leopard 2 decoy costs approximately $1,500. Russia has wasted hundreds of missiles destroying inflatable targets, a 2,000 to 1 cost exchange ratio favoring Ukraine. According to Forbes, Russia claimed destroying 140% more HIMARS launchers than Ukraine ever received. Impossible unless Russia is destroying decoys and counting them as kills. The deception compounds Russian operational paralysis. Russian commanders cannot distinguish real Ukrainian tanks from inflatable decoys without close reconnaissance, which exposes reconnaissance units to Ukrainian ambushes. So Russia either wastes expensive missiles on decoys or fails to strike real tanks, allowing them to ambush Russian forces. Either choice favors Ukraine. According to Ukrainian tankers, the combination of real tanks hidden in buildings and inflatable decoys deployed in open terrain creates impossible targeting calculus for Russian forces. The visible tanks are fake, the invisible tanks are real, and by the time Russia identifies which is which, Ukrainian shells are already incoming. Russia's response to Ukrainian tank ambushes reveals doctrine frozen in 1945. According to Forbes and multiple military analysts, Russian forces continue attempting mechanized breakthroughs using massed armor supported by artillery. Soviet-era combined arms warfare that worked against Nazi Germany but fails catastrophically against Ukrainian drones and hidden tanks. The Russian assault template documented throughout 2025. Artillery barrage for 30 to 60 minutes, then massed advance of armored vehicles expecting Ukrainian defenses suppressed. But Ukrainian forces aren't suppressed, they're hidden. According to Forbes' May 2025 reporting, Russia lost over 1,000 tanks, forcing a major tactical overhaul precisely because Ukrainian ambush tactics destroyed mechanized columns before they reached objectives. By late 2025, according to Euromaidan press analysis, Russia effectively parked its remaining armored vehicles, stopping mechanized assaults entirely and shifting to infantry infiltration tactics using small groups of 2 to 5 soldiers. This represents admission that tanks cannot survive Ukrainian anti-armor environment. Russia gained 30% more territory in 2025 than 2024. But through infantry sacrifice, not armored breakthrough. The numbers tell the story. According to Oryx visual confirmation, Russia lost 4,041 tanks through 2025, while Ukraine lost 1,198. Even accounting for Ukraine receiving far fewer Western tanks, 14 Challengers, approximately 50 Abrams, 100 plus Leopards, compared to Russia's thousands of T-72s and T-90, the loss ratios favor Ukrainian defensive tactics dramatically. Ukrainian tanks survive through concealment. Russian tanks die through exposure. What makes Ukraine's tank trick devastating? The adaptation speed gap. According to military analyst Michael Kaufman, cited by Russia Matters, both armies are capable of adapting, with Ukraine applying innovations faster and Russia better at copying and scaling them. But Ukraine's hide-strike-vanish doctrine requires training, discipline, and tactical judgment. Russian mass conscript armies cannot replicate through scaling. Consider the requirements. Ukrainian tank crews must identify optimal ambush positions, prepare multiple concealment sites, exercise fire discipline waiting hours for targets, achieve first-round hits under pressure, execute rapid withdrawal under potential fire, relocate to alternate positions without detection. This requires professional crews with extensive training, exactly what Ukraine developed through NATO instruction and combat experience. Russian forces tried copying Ukrainian ambush tactics, but failed for structural reasons. According to reporting throughout 2025, Russian units lack the training, initiative, and command flexibility required for ambush warfare. Russian doctrine emphasizes top-down command. Officers order specific actions, soldiers execute. Ambush warfare requires bottom-up initiative. Crew commanders assess situations independently, choose engagement timing, decide withdrawal moments. Russian military culture doesn't support this autonomy. The war moves in 3 to 4 month cycles, according to Kaufman, where one side applies new technologies or tactics and the other adapts and finds an answer. Ukraine applied hide-strike-vanish tactics in mid-2024. Russia's answer by late 2025 was abandoning mechanized warfare entirely, not adaptation, but capitulation to Ukrainian tactical superiority. One specific example demonstrates Ukrainian tank ambush mastery. Commander Hera from the 82nd Air Assault Brigade using a British Challenger 2. According to United 24 Media reporting from June 2025, Hera